Hey, hello there, Soulshine. I'm Michelle, and I'm inviting you to wake up and live. I hope that all goes through. Sometimes some of the things I say get cut. Oh, dog. I'm not talking to the dog. Okay, so I am going dancing, and as you could tell, I'm all being patriotic for all of us in the States. Tomorrow is the 4th of July, and there's a dance tonight because a lot of people don't work tomorrow, and so they can get a crowd out at the dance. And I've already got my red on. It's called Sunburn. Most of it's feeling better for those of you that are interested. So anyway, so let's talk about home. Like right now, because I'm all patriotic, home of the free and the brave is going to mind. That's one of the lines in some of our songs, or at least one. Anyway, so I almost forgot to do this. Hello to whoever's watching. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. So in my religious culture, we believe that we lived in heaven with heavenly parents before we came here, and that our goal is to go back home. And I've noticed many people in the religious culture are, they're just like, I want to go home, I want to go home, or I can't wait to go home. There's a lot of talk about going home. And then another situation is, because I follow a lot of esoteric people, there are a lot of them that there are a lot of people that feel like that they were in have had past lives and they don't feel at home in this body. And there are people who believe that they come from another planet and they don't feel at home on this planet. So the message that I would like to share today is, no matter where you came from, what you believe, whether you believe you existed before you were born, whether you believe you came from another planet, whether you believe you had past lives, whatever you believe, and wherever you believe you're going, in this moment now, you are home. This body is your home. You would not be in it if it wasn't your home. And you would not be on this planet if it wasn't your home. Now, that doesn't mean that you didn't have a home before, and it doesn't mean that you won't go to a home again. But I think it's really important that we embrace. It's like living in the now and embracing the now. The same thing happens when it comes to our bodies and this earth and even the house that we're living in. I know of a young girl who, the poor girl, she's so confused about life in general. She's adorable, but she has two names. Her mom lives in New York. Her dad lives here. She lives with her dad. You ask her where she lives, and she says she lives in New York, but she's just staying here in Utah. So that split thing means that she's not living in the present. She's not living in the now. And a part of living in the now is recognizing that wherever you live is your home right now. I remember once hearing that advice given to a military family. And the advice was, wherever you go, make that place your home. Treat it as if it's going to be your home forever, even if you're only going to end up being there for a few months. Make every place that you live your home. And that stuck out to me. I was like a teenager when I heard that, and it just stuck out to me so strongly. Wherever we live, make it your home. Make it the best you can. I've lived in a motel. I lived in a motel for 6 weeks, and it was really hard, and I felt homeless. And I don't like that feeling, and I wouldn't want that feeling, but I feel like a lot of people who move around a lot feel homeless. Even though they have a roof over their head, they feel homeless. And I know that people that are attached to places they used to live, they feel homeless. I think that people who hold on to the idea that they came from another planet, or they hold on to the past where we used to live before we came to this body, or where we're going to live in the future. They haven't claimed this body as home. They haven't claimed this particular environment as home. They haven't claimed Earth as home. And I think it's so important that we do that. We belong here. And if you don't believe that you belong here, what can you do to believe? What would it take to believe that you belong in your body? And what would it take to believe that you belong in your home right now? Even if it is not an enjoyable situation. Sometimes it's not. I don't always like my personal situation right now. But this is perfect for me right now because, in order to become the person I need to become, trials, I don't like the word trials, but lessons, things have to be learned. It's like there's this metaphor like right on the tip of my head, but the only one that's coming is butterflies. Butterflies that go into the cocoon and they literally fall apart. It's necessary in order for them to move on and become butterflies. These caterpillars have to go through that chaos. Things have to fall apart before they can be put together. And so if you want to create the most incredible life, occasionally things are going to have to fall apart. And I think part of why we end up staying in these crazy down places in our lives is because we don't recognize them. And I'm sorry I'm wiggling the phone so much. We don't recognize them as lessons and opportunities to grow. And so we kind of prolong our staying down in those places, I think. And even if the circumstances don't change, we can change our attitude. We can be grateful and we can be joyful. If you're watching this, then that means that you have access to technology. That is a blessing. That is an incredible blessing. Not everybody has that. If you have a roof over your head, that is an incredible blessing. Sometimes it doesn't feel like that. If we're in abusive situations, it doesn't feel like a blessing. But you'll become the most amazing person that you were designed to be if you can just keep gratitude and trudge through. And recognize that you were born when you were born for a reason. And that you're needed and valued. So today, that's one of my message. I just want you to recognize that you are home. While you are alive and breathing, your body is the most precious home you own. It's yours. Take good care of it. And your home that you live in, whether you live in a room or cardboard box, or whether you live in a mansion, whatever you live in, that's your home. And find a way to take ownership of it and love it and cherish it and be grateful for it, even if it isn't what you really want. As you're grateful for it, what you want has a better chance of coming. And let's be grateful for Earth, our countries, whatever country you live in, be grateful for them. Be grateful for life itself. And that is my message to you guys. I'm going to go now. I'm going to go dance. So excited. Remember to let your soul shine big, bright, live, and beautiful. Be you. You are incredible. You are amazing. And I'm so glad to know you. I'll talk to you tomorrow.